In the previous video of knowing the target, we have covered in detail the first 4 factors which contribute to engage and convert the ideal target. The first is aesthetic appeal, the second discount, the third strategic positioning of offers, and the fourth location of shop. Today we shall first see a stepwise plan of action to the perfect store location and later cover the fifth and the last element which contribute in engaging and converting the ideal target. Let's have a look at the stepwise plan of action to the perfect store location. The first step to take is to determine your budget and then talk to the real estate agents regarding the probable area where you can set up shop in your budget. This will give you the first list. The next step to take is to survey the demographic. You can pay a researcher to find out the demographic profile of the possible areas where you can set up shop. Some will not match your customer profile and you can cross them out. Next, survey the competition. Ideally, there should be only one other shop that can compete with you in a 5-kilometer radius. Again, strike out options that are saturated with stores that can eat into your market share. Next, look for accessibility and convenience. If the parking facilities are a pain or if shoppers can't see your store, you can't succeed. Remember, traffic doesn't necessarily guarantee traffic. This should leave you with one option. Congratulations, you have your ideal store location. This is just one of the practical methods. If you feel you have the ideal location in your campus, you are welcome to it. The other important thing to keep in mind is the licenses. Set up your store in an area where you can procure licenses easily and which is branded commercial. If you remember the case study of our first section, you will recall the problems Mr. Anuj Agrawal had to face because he set up his boutique in a residential area. The last and the fifth factor to engage and convert the ideal target is window display and push sales tactics. Window displays can evoke many emotions. On a sunny day, a window display of lemonade and lollipops can take you back to your childhood days. Info alert. Research shows that those window displays which can make customers feel nostalgic generally convert a larger section of browsers into customers. Here we will list a number of easy to follow tips to a glittering beautiful display that can grab eyeballs. After all, you can convert 4% of all sallies with a great display and subtle push sale practices. The first one is light up your display. Not just random little twinkles, go for patterns. By now you must know the importance of symmetry and patterns. If the light bulbs make identifiable shapes, the people are bound to linger that fraction of a second longer. Then from there, your products, offers and discounts can bring home the sale. The second one is eye level is buy level. Don't go in for display panels which are much lower than the eye level. Get custom shelves built for your display window that are at more or less eye level. This guarantees more sales. The next one is clutter free. Your display just has to be spanking clean and with a choice few products to echo the sentiment of the shop. Angle your products so that potential customers can see inside. If they can't, they may lose interest. The fourth and the last one is loss leader. Go with a loss leader for the display. In simple terms, go with heavily discount products for the display section of the store. The profit earners can find place of prominence inside. 60% of all browsers who step inside can be easily converted into customers. These strategies really work. We had 5 stores in Pune followed these techniques and they reported an increase in sales of 4.6% on an average. Also, the tips work better for luxury goods retailers. So yes, please be confident that the display may change your profits and your balance sheet. Now coming to push sales practices. Let's go with the example of Mr. Vidhu Sharma. He opened up a mini mart in Delhi and he hired a number of enthusiastic salespersons to commend the virtues of his products. But to his utter dismay, he found incurring heavy losses. Very soon his clientele fell to a few regulars who maintained long-term accounts with him. Frustrated, he decided to adopt an indirect route to get into the problem. He hired a model to come to his shop and go through all the sections, systematically assessing quality, price and the customer service. The report he got back was revealing. The salespersons were actually turning off potential buyers with their insistence. Based on scientific research, a customer who has decided to buy needs only one touch to be converted. That is a simple, may I help you? Constant eye contact, scrutinizing and hovering over the racks like birds of prey are the absolute worst practices. Push sale can be done in the form of a number of techniques from the discount section. Store activities like lucky draws and games on special occasions can also be modest ways to push your store and its products. Learn a mantra. Your store is an extension of your personality. This allows you to take a holistic approach where instead of concentrating on products, you concentrate as a whole on the store. It's a new age mindset and lets you be in sync with your business. If you live by this principle, you will spontaneously guess what is best for your store and what path to walk to ensure success. Okay, now let's move on. Service, the key to success. Grab that key. Success key. It's your key to success. Know your clients and their specific needs with surveys. A survey is defined as the practice of using a predefined and consistent questionnaire to gauge client nature, needs and expectations. Client nature, needs and expectations. We recommend them 200%. Surveys can help you build an ideal business model, one that stocks in demand products, provides much needed services and matches up to what the buyers expect for the price they pay. In a nutshell, surveys can help you with number 1, targeting ad buys and budgets. It shall help you to reach the right demographic at the right time. Secondly, surveys can help you with writing effective marketing messages. Give your potential clients valuable information that will help them choose to buy. Good marketing is clever play on needs and sentiments. Surveys can actually throw up keywords to use in your banners and marketing material. Number 3, surveys can help you with creating promotions and purchase incentives. Provide the right incentives to the right audience to get them to buy. Promotions customized to the clientele is the need of the moment. Surveys can actually help determine the structure and specifications of the promotion. Next, surveys can help you in developing and pricing products. Create products that meet the needs of the majority of the customers. There are a number of online companies that can help you set up the form of your survey. This includes eServicePro.com and SurveyMonkey.com. There are actually a number of different surveys you can choose from, like the market research survey can help you to analyze the potential market size for your offering, the prime location for your retail store and the optimal price for your product. This is the survey we have been screaming ourselves red about. The marketing surveys are used to test the overall effectiveness of a rewards program and its impact on customer loyalty. There is no end to the quantity of information you can extract with surveys. We, however, have a rule of thumb for surveys, so that they do not end up being invasive and irritating. Customers, 25 of your questions. Types of questions: how was the product, how was the experience, how can the whole operation be improved. The stress should be on information to help improve the operation and the after sales service. Prospects, 15 of your questions. Types of questions: what made you decide in our favor, where did you come to know about us. Stress should be on getting to know what is working in your marketing strategy and what is inducing conversion. Leads, 10 of your questions. Types of questions: what do you want in our product, is the price reasonable, what kind of quality are you expecting, etc., etc. Stress on the expectations of the customers and how they find the operation at the first glance. A customer who has already bought a product will be able to provide better insight regarding the entire operation, including sales, service and quality. So they can be asked about 25 questions. Prospects have made up their mind to buy but haven't yet taken the binding step. They can be asked about 15 questions. And leads or possible prospects should be treated humbly and with respect, as they may be put off by a barrage or a baggage of questions. So tread gently and handle them with kid gloves. Keep the service simple and professional, and be transparent about the information you are gathering. This way you can start building trust and credibility even at a preliminary stage. We wrap up this extensive and informative section with a quote. In the end, the customer doesn't know or care if you are small or large as an organization. He or she only focuses on the garment hanging on the rail in the store. If Armani says so, it is born to be true. Your customers only care about your craft. That is half the battle won. The other half can be won by really knowing who is buying the product, so that the product is everything they ever want it to be. Oh, till the next lesson, keep learning. Now, time for some call for action. Put together a simple survey for leads to help a boutique owner specializing in leather goods understand the market and the target. That's all for today. I am now excitedly looking forward to connect with you in my next video. Till then, let's work together and achieve peace of mind, financial freedom and a career for life. Thank you.